Hi everyone, this is Flak88. Welcome back to my war room in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. This is Operation First Blood US PAC 2.2. So let's get started here with a little bit of housekeeping from Captain G. We'll start out with his helicopters. They moved from Novosibirsk. He moved them all the way out here, but the movement is 2+1 from a airbase, so they couldn't quite reach, so he ended up moving them up to Megadon instead. Secondly, Captain G talked about spy sats, but he didn't actually use the spy sat. In Global War 1985, you don't necessarily need to launch your spy sat unless you're using it. So just an FYI, Captain G, no worries there. And lastly, the airborne is placed in the planning phase. There is a section underneath section F of purchase units. Just below military aid, there's a section for allocating money to spend for successful diplomacy. So no big deal, no worries there, but that is on the detailed sequence of play sheet. But that is all I have for housekeeping. Let's go right into our turn. So let's start with our planning phase, where we're going to do technology. We're going to do the exact same 4 from the last turn. And again, we're going to do 1, 2, 6, and 11, which is PGMs, anti-missile defense, long-range missiles, and advanced sonar. So we need a little bit of luck here to turn the tide in favor of not today. I cannot believe it. 6, 6, 2, and a 7. Yep. Yeah, we didn't even get the 7 on in red. No, we didn't. No, we still didn't. So we are 0 for 8. I'm gonna leave those there. Wow, 0 for 8. I know Admiral Seabass is just laughing in his chair right now, but we'll keep on trucking here. Next up, we have our escalation increase. Since we are at DEFCON 5, starting on turn 2, we'll start our escalation increase, which is a even across the board 3, so we're going to move from 4, 1, 2, 3, to 7, like so. Rock and roll. All right. And actually, I did that out of order. Escalation is before text, so my apologies there. No more global operations to do since Far East Command successfully locked down diplomacy, so congratulations, Captain G. And your communists followers there in the Philippines. All right, so I'm gonna move on to my purchase units. I just knocked over my strategic bomber here, lovely. If you're wondering about my background, it is the soundtrack from the movie Rambo First Blood. Bum bum. All right, so I have $8. I saved my 4 from last turn. I will be starting a cruiser on stage 2 for initial $5, and I will be finishing a frigate for 3. So that is my buy. I do not have a whole lot to do. So let's move into non-combat phase. We are still in DEFCON 5. I did not state that, but we are still DEFCON 5. So we are limited to our movement. We can still move naval units from 1C zones. So I will be moving my task force from P31 to P38, which is just off Guam. I'm gonna move my lovely air units here. You might be wondering, wow, where's that pretty F-111? Well, my buddy Captain G, being a naval vet that he is, called me out saying that, wow, there should not be Air Force units on that carrier. So he gave me a hard time. So in fun. So I went ahead and put that A6 on there. It's not done. I need to deck it out like that that A7 in front of it. But for another day, I'll have that finished. But here we are, moving this task force back up here to P38. And I'll move my flag here like I like to do. These are really awesome acrylic flags from Historical Board Gaming. I do recommend them. They are pretty, especially on this new map. So, all right, so continuing our non-combat, I'm going to, from Hawaii, zoom out here, using the air base here, we're going to airlift this light infantry all the way up to Alaska. And then we are going to sea lift this, light infantry, 1, 2, 3. And when you sea lift, you only count the sea zones. You don't count the land zones in between. So we've got 1 to P25, 1 to P15, and 2 to P7. We'll add that third light infantry that's way at the top of the screen up there in Alaska. So, and then with our next sea lift, we will move this air cav 1, 2, 3 into Hawaii, which is this minor shipyard here in P33. All right, let me just double check something 1 second here. Yeah, my sea lift capacity is 3, so I just want to double check that. All right. I believe that is all I have for movement. I'm severely limited as the PAC player yet. Don't have to update nothing here, so let's go ahead and place our units. I have to show my tripod on the screen here. So let's go ahead and drop this frigate here in P25 off this major shipyard here. It's going to sit there all by his lonesome. And then I will drop this beautifully painted cruiser on stage 2. All right, I don't believe I require a disposition, so we will go ahead and wrap this up here. We'll kick this off to Dan. Excuse me, Knights Templar. hard to change what I'm used to for calling the guys. So, but all right, we'll kick this off to Knights Templar for China 2.3. Thanks for watching, everyone.